What's going on, guys? Linus here, and welcome to Renowned Explorers International Society. This game is now on Steam. It was released, I want to say, 2-3 days ago, and it's amazing, in my opinion, and I'm going to be doing a little series on it. For those of you that do not know, Renowned Explorers is a game by the creators of Roy's. I don't know how people that do not speak Dutch pronounce it, but either way, same creators, and it's really cool. It's sort of a roguelike game, sort of in the same way that Faster Than Light is. You have a set amount of supplies and stuff like that, and basically, your goal in this game is to reach the last point. Either way, I'm absolutely terrible at not pronouncing, explaining things, well, pronouncing as well, honestly, but explaining things, not really my strong suit, especially when it's all, you know, off-the-cuff stuff. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start a new game, and I'll show you guys what this game is all about. So there's two game modes. There's Discovery, which allows you to retry whenever you lose, save and load whenever you want. You'll reach new locations faster. This is sort of the easy mode. It's sort of normal, actually. It's not really easy, but it's normal. Then there's Adventure mode, which doesn't allow you to reload to previous situations. If you lose, it's game over. The game automatically saves when you quit. So this is basically Iron Man. Is that what's called? Iron Man mode? I believe so. Anyway, I'm gonna go play on Adventure mode for this series. Now we get to select our crew. So your crew in this game will always consist of 3 people. One of who is the captain. Now, when you get the game, you can only pick 4 characters. There's Anna, Harry, Victor, and I believe Yvonne as the captains, and they all have unique perks, but when you select different crew members and you play with them for a while, you actually unlock them as your captains. So now I have access to way more characters, which is awesome. So, and they all have very unique perks, which doesn't probably mean that much to you right now if you read this, but it's pretty good. So let's see, I think I probably should have picked my team or crew before I started recording, now that I think about it. But I think what I'll do is play with Victor. So, you know, this is one of the sort of basic captains that you get at the beginning of the game. And he gets plus 50% gold for every encounter, which you get from fighting. So I'll be picking Victor. And they basically suggest to you a party to play as, which might be pretty useful, especially if you haven't played it too much. One of the recommendations is Kwame, who I actually have not played with yet, so I think I will select him. And then the other suggestion is Felipe. Yeah, Felipe is the other suggestion. But I've already played with him, and I'd like to play with someone new, so I might... Let's see, we got a diplomat in the party now. We have a tactician. We do want a scientist, so we could go with an archaeologist, or archaeologist and naturalist. Basically either or. And as you can see, this party is very well suited towards a friendly attitude. I'm not sure that I like that. We have a fighter in the party. I probably should have actually explained this as well. Scientists get extra research, scouts get extra gold, fighters get extra gold from probably fights, speakers get extra status from completing challenges. Alright, so we got Agatha. No, I'll go with Amelia, who is from Poland. We got Victor from France, and we got Kwame from Ghana. Which I believe that's how it's pronounced anyway. Alright, so this will be our starting party. It might be absolutely terrible, but I honestly feel like it's a bad idea to figure out the best party to play as right now, because it will take me forever. So I think I'll just start the adventure. Let's just get going. So that's our crew. It's an interesting bunch. Here we go. This is it. You just got your Renowned Explorers International Society membership. Victor wants to make a big entrance and goes for an elusive treasure, a Viking ship. Rumors are that a boat belonging to the famous explorer Leif Erikson is somewhere on this forgotten island. Alright, so there's the tutorial option, which doesn't really explain everything. So I'll just start my adventure and we'll just check everything as we go. There we are. Alright, so we're starting from right here. Okay. The crew starts out with low resolve. If the crew ever reaches 0, you basically lose the game. So, alright. So we start right here. This is the only explored place right now. We have to make our way over to this ship. And you can choose any path that you would like. So you could start here and then go that way. Basically anything that you want, you can do it. However, you only have 7 supplies right now. If you actually run out of them, you won't lose the game, but your characters start to get debuffs, like they get less powerful, or they lose armor, stuff like that. So basically, you want to make sure that you do have some supplies as you reach the boss. Now, this tile will tell us that practical resources may be found here, and that's pretty much always supplies from what I've played. You always get some supplies, but we have all of them still, so there's no reason to go here right now, which is why I will go over here where there's status to be gained. Actually, what I needed to point out as well is that the entire map is randomly generated, so events will change depending on your game, and that actually makes it very fun to try different, expeditions, put together different crews, and just do lots of different things. So anyway, we're gonna go for the status tile, or whatever. It's not really tile. Circle, I guess. The crew encounters a group of locals with fake swords and helmets, wearing badges saying support Viking history. They greet you, "Arr, we're Vikings of the days of old." Really? This crew member is kinda gullible. No, not really, we're just actors. We're from the Viking Committee, and look to increase awareness of Viking history. Did you know the Vikings were the first Europeans to sail to the Americas? Actually, I did know that, but that's still pretty cool. Victor tells them about your search for the longship. Wait, really? A longship of the famous Leif Erikson right here? This is amazing. We're gonna send a message to the Viking headquarters in Copenhagen about you right now. Your expedition is gaining traction. So basically all these events will also change depending on your party members. So what we saw with, I believe her name is Amelia, apparently she's quite gullible, and that actually adds a little extra event to this. So anyway, we get 3 campaign, and which will actually show up for the entire expedition. All your resources and things that you gather will show up on top of the screen. And as we can see here, for each campaign token, you will receive the following resources: 10 to 15 status, which I'll actually show you how these are all used later. You basically spend your expedition collecting these resources and then putting them to use in your headquarters when you finish the expedition. So anyway, with that out of the way, we have another choice to make. So what I'm thinking is I definitely want to go to the supplies over there. So we could go over here and then over there, or we could grab the gold, then the status, then go over there. It's sort of a risky choice to make, because if we only get 1 supply or whatever, we have to actually head to the longship way earlier. So if we take the shorter route, we can actually maybe see another event in the back here. There could be something very good. We have no way of knowing. So what I'll do is I'll grab another status. There we are. The crew comes across some local Icelandic aldermen. When chit-chatting about the weather, Victor mentions the search for the Viking longboat. The aldermen are ecstatic. A Viking ship on our beautiful island? Iceland is so full of surprises. We'll make sure to spread the word. And there we go. You part ways, but not before Victor manages to insult Iceland. The harsh weather, the small towns, and how could someone live somewhere where the sun only shines 3 hours a day? No, Victor knows that France is superior. It takes him apologizing from Kwame to ease the tension. I'm not entirely sure what influenced that just now. It might be because he has no diplomatic skills. I honestly have no idea how these things happen. But that's also what makes it fun to me. So anyway, let's grab the supplies, or at least try to. Normally you wouldn't be so excited about this, but you found an abandoned farm. The fields are overgrown with vegetables and even some fruit trees. You take some time to restock your supplies, and there you go, we got 3 supplies, which is actually pretty great. So what we want to do now is probably head over here, It's just out of reach, but there's some status to be gained. There's a treasure or items, and there's an encounter, which will also give us an opportunity to collect more stuff, and it will allow me to show you the combat system in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another status, which is all that we have right now. Your crew stops at an open field. Delicious rare mushrooms are growing here in small troops. These delicacies will go down great at parties or as a gift to other renowned explorers. We get 2 campaign because we got some items that we can give away. Alright, so with that said and done, we're gonna go for the treasure over here, and let's find this encounter. Let's see what happens. You find something peculiar, a note scribbled on a wooden slab. Victor picks it up to take a closer look. The meaning seems to be very cryptic. You don't really understand the writing. So our only option is to try and decipher it. You are investigating the slab when a group of mean locals pass by. They clearly don't like you being around. What are you doing on our island? You must be here to steal our puffins. Better get away. They're annoying, but their local knowledge might be useful in deciphering that cryptic slab. So we can ignore them, or we can try to beat them in combat and try to get their knowledge, which is exactly what we'll do. So here we go. Defend ourselves. Alright, defeat all enemies. So in combat, there's 3 stances you can take. There's friendly, devious, and aggressive. And every now and then, or actually most of the time, you get a specific reward for completing an encounter in a certain manner. So right now, they want us to be devious about it. It doesn't matter, because no matter which one you actually use, the combat ends and you win, and that's fine. But you can get extra rewards from this. For this one, we'll get an encounter token, which gives us a lot of status, gold, and renown as well. So obviously we want to nab that, so we will try to engage these fellas in a devious way. Now, every character has a normal attack, which is aggressive, which you can see right up there. There's devious. They all have different abilities as well. For example, Victor can enrage the enemy, which will lower their armor, while Kwame can terrify the enemy, giving them lower attack. But they're all still devious, is sort of the point to take away from this. And then Emilia can also enrage the enemies, so... And then if you click on an enemy, sometimes they have specific weaknesses to certain attacks, and it's always best to use those. But these fellas have terrible speech defense as well, which means that we should have a pretty good, easy time taking them down with our devious things to do. So we're gonna go ahead and try and enrage this gentleman right here. We have an 80% chance that this will work. As you see, it worked. This gentleman is now quite enraged, and because both the enemy and we ourselves have taken a devious approach, the situation is now tense, which means that friendly abilities are extra powerful now. So basically, the situation in combat always changes. If we start attacking them outright now, or be friendly to them, the situation will change again, and different abilities will get extra powerful. All kinds of different things can happen. Alright, so what's actually pretty great is that Emilia can enrage the enemy from a distance. Let's give this a shot. Oh my. How rude. There we go. And Kwame needs to be close to the enemy to terrify them, so we will move him right next to this, what's their name? Common villager. And we will terrify the man. Let's take a look. Oh man, he's super scared, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't be? And there we go, the enemy is out of here. That leaves only 2 guys to fight, except we're not actually fighting them, we're just threatening them and trying to enrage them. Yep, they keep fumbling their speech. They might have low speech, and we have probably somewhat normal defenses or something, I don't even know. But for some reason they fumble their speech and then nothing happens. It's basically the same as missing an attack. Now we enrage him again to make him so angry that he can't fight anymore. He just loses it and he runs off the battlefield, and there you go. And that's actually very unique about this game, is that you don't actually have to just fight someone. Physically, you can actually enrage them, terrify them, You can also make them very happy, so that they start agreeing with your cause and they'll still leave the battlefield. And there we are. Alright, let's see if we can finish this. If we do finish this, yep, alright. We didn't even get hit once. That was the easiest battle I think I've ever fought. And there you go, devious victory. You broke your opponent's minds. Now we get 3 encounter tokens. Normally you only get 2, but because of our approach we get an extra one. And Amelia says, that wasn't bullying, they were asking for it, right? Okay, resolved a conflict devious only lasts for this expedition. You get extra grit and a bit of speech power. Grit basically means that, I believe it affects your chance to dodge and evade attacks. Once they figure that you're simply better, they respect you and stop being so annoying. Sorry we were such tools just now. Good thing that you knocked some sense into us. We're just very protective of our puffins. Please, allow us to help you with that cryptic slab. Alright, very sensible. You look at the cryptic slab together. The man you just won over shared the knowledge of local dialects until you decipher the text. Victor thinks it reads that, hidden somewhere farther away from here there's probably, and here you can choose one of these. You get 1 study either way, but it does look like you will get a treasure from this. So we could go with an old bracelet, Viking brooch, a gemstone, an amulet. I'm not entirely sure how much changes, but let's give the brooch a shot, I guess. Okay, so it looks like that treasure. Now that you know where to look, all that remains is to go there. All we have to go is move over there, so we can just... This actually costs us 0 supplies, I guess because we're close to it. The crew takes a little time to rest and have a picnic. That's when a classy-looking man approaches you. Excuse me, could I try some of your jambon with goat's cheese? So we could say yes and give him some supplies, or we can say no. We have enough supplies, and something positive will most likely happen when I agree, so let's give him some of our jambon with goat's cheese. He takes a bite. Quite good. I'm a food critic, you see? Maybe I could help lobby for you at world's best restaurants, if you let me travel with you. Victor likes the idea and invites the food critic into your entourage. We get 2 campaign and a lobbyist joins our entourage, which we can see over here. Each lobbyist will give us extra status from campaign, so we can now check this and it'll say 11 to 18 status. So we are basically improving every token that we will get in the future. So that's actually a very, very powerful thing to have. This is the buff that Amelia got because of our victory. So you will see it next to the characters when they get a debuff or a buff or any effect on them whatsoever. You will see it right there, and it will only act. It will only function or affect 1 expedition. So the next one it'll be gone. Anyway, let's see if we can find this treasure that we were just talking about. This is the place where the cryptic slab was pointing towards. A treasure must be nearby. Crew starts looking until Amelia finds a small box. She opens the box and finds, and here you'll see there's a chance to get all kinds of different things. We could get a bracelet, a brooch, a sunstone, or a leprechaun, but the chance to get the leprechaun is very small, but let's give it a shot anyway. A brooch in Ern's style. A marvelous brooch from the Viking age. Such elegant details. We get +1 campaign whenever a level 2 rogue succeeds on the adventure wheel, and we get some extra collect. Alright, a remarkable find. Not many can claim to have found something like this in such a strange place. Okay, so we found the treasure, we can keep going and look for the boat. So we get some collect, which will give us gold as soon as we return home. It will also show the treasure to us in our collection. I actually have not found this one before, so that's nice. And we get 50 renown from it as well, and 1 insight. Alright. With that said and done, we still have some supplies left. We could go over here, and then go over to this spot, or take both these statuses, and then it's sort of a, just a chance we're gonna have to take. Let's see what's in there. Okay. Some kids are playing medieval warriors on the hills, seemingly unaware of their homeland's rich Viking history. Amelia teaches them about Vikings, are impressed, okay. And there you go, we got 1 campaign. Not a very big deal, but we still got it. Now this circle will give us another encounter and more status, so we're gonna do that one, and after that we will approach the longship. 2 villagers keep following you and annoying you with well-intentioned questions. Wow, you come from all over the world? Wow, you've been to London? Wow, you like Brussels sprouts? Wow. These friendly gentlemen need to be convinced to stop following you. Engage. Now these men are friendly, which means that they will use the friendly abilities that we saw earlier. And we get an extra encounter token if we approach this fight in a friendly way, or at least finish it friendly. So we could just go ahead and just completely destroy these guys, start attacking them, basically murdering the guys. Or we could be very friendly and go with that. And it also seems to be the most effective approach. So that's exactly what we'll do. Yeah, you like that. So she excites people. He can encourage people. And excite as well for Kwame. Alright, he's got no range on that ability. So he needs to get up close and excite this gentleman. Look at that. Alright. And they all have unique little... Let's see. Okay. They all have unique animations for their abilities. So Victor can enrage this guy from afar. Normally I would prefer not to because we're trying to be pleasant. But we need to use about 3 different devious abilities to actually turn devious ourselves. Deviant, is it the same thing? I don't even know. Either way, let's enrage this guy from a distance. Yeah, so this super friendly situation just got a little, he's confused. Look at that, I haven't seen that one before actually. We were being very nice to him and then we just insulted him a little bit. Clearly he doesn't fully understand it. Fumbled it. What about you? You're gonna fumble it? Nope, there we go. He was just very friendly to us. She is now pleased. I actually cannot see the enemy's abilities, which I would love to see those, but apparently I cannot. Let's see. Okay. Can you? Nope. Alright, so I'll just send Victor over here. We're gonna have to be friendly here, or we will not get our extra encounter token, which we really want, obviously. Alright, he's now confident that our cause is the best. There we go. And he will excite this man. Probably not succeed in exciting him off the battlefield. Nope. He's very excited, but he's still here, so we have to wait 1 turn to actually conclude this encounter. Very happy. He looks very happy there as well. All right, man. Let's excite you a little bit. Let's give you that excitement. There we go. All right, there you go. Friendly victory. Yay, they were nice to me. Was it okay that I took that candy they offered? We get some speech defense, speech power, and 1 extra encounter token. In a kind but firm manner, you explain to them that you have to leave now. Once Victor gives them some foreign candy, they thank you wholeheartedly and go away. We get some campaign. In addition to that, we got another buff for Emilia because of our friendly victory. I'm not entirely sure why she gets the buff, but that might be random as well. And all our characters have leveled up. So perks basically benefit certain situations outside of combat mostly. And you can pick 1 or 2 paths, really. So Emilia is both a naturalist and an archaeologist, and we could choose to expand on one of these. And what I think we should do is, let's see. Alright, just gonna be able to heal people soon. It doesn't really matter, it's just a perk. So I think what I'll do is I'll go with archaeology, which might be very useful in the digging up of treasures. So that's her level up. Then we got Kwame, who is a diplomat, so we could give him, in addition to being a diplomat, a perk for a quick thinker, or enhance his diplomat skills. Let's see, we don't actually have any other quick thinkers in the party, so that could actually give us a nice boost there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the quick thinker alert perk. which apparently also increases his grit a little bit, and speech power. And there we go. 2% chance of evading enemy ability. It's not great, but it'll do. And then Victor, who is a tactician, we could give him either another tactician, weapons expert as a perk, or politics, which could be pretty good, but we already have a diplomat in the party. Kwame is already a diplomat, so he doesn't really need that ability. We'll make him a stronger tactician, give him a weapons expert as a perk. And there you go. Anyway, we are now ready to approach the longship, but we will do that in the next part. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm very excited about this game. I hope you guys can tell. And yeah, I'll definitely record more of this in the future and check out the longship and just actually try and finish the expedition. Seeing as this is the first part of a series, please consider leaving a like, as that really does help me out. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later.